Good evening, everyone out there. We got such a big crowd tonight. So welcome to the, what are we, in March 2023 Zoning Board of Appeals meeting for the town of Carmel. Board members' names are in front of you on the dais. Mike Carnazza, Code Enforcement Officer. Greg Fulchetti is our town council, is with us tonight. The way we operate is I'll ask you to come up, I'll swear you in, tell us your name and address for the record. Tell us your case, we'll hear it and ask for questions and comments, and then we'll open it up to the public. Once we close the hearing, there is no further input from the public on any application, okay? Everyone, please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's convenient, hands already over.
Yeah.
Kind of, oh my God.
All right, our first case tonight, all new cases, no holdovers. Application of Sandro and Charlotte Evangelista for a variation of section 156-15, seeking a variance for permission to retain existing shed. The property is located at 34 Steiner Drive, Mahopac, New York, tax map 64.5-1-62. Come on up, come on up. You both going to speak? Okay, moral support. Up to the podium. Yeah, just speak clearly and concisely into the microphone because it's being recorded for minutes. All right,
Okay.
state your name and address for the record.
Sandro Evangelista, 34 Steiner Drive.
Raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
All right, bring us through your situation here.
There's a shed next to my pool that's housing all the electrical equipment for the pool heater, the filters. It was existing when I purchased the house in 2001. In 2005, when I made an addition onto the back side of my house, it was existing there. We had inspections. Nobody said anything about it. I was not aware that it was right on the property line. I assumed that the property line was a rock wall
Yes, a
that's
rock wall, I
10
saw
feet
there.
behind the shed. In order to move that shed, it would be incredibly expensive
Sure,
because
with all the pool equipment in
I would
there?
have
Yeah.
to move all the pool equipment. There's a gas line there that I would have to dig up and move in order to be able to put the electrical in there.
Okay, so how long has the shed been there?
Shed's been there since the mid-'70s when the pool was originally
wow.
installed.
Okay. I mean, it
All
looks
I
like it's in
did
fair
to it-
shape, too.
All I did to it was
Oh,
put
that's why.
siding on it and
Yeah.
replace rotted wood with pressure-treated wood.
Okay, so put a dollar value. If you had to move it, would it cost?
It
Give
would
us an
cost
idea.
me over, I would have to say, over $10,000, if not
Okay,
more.
That's a big number.
Because I would have to move everything. I would have to move the water heat, the
Okay.
heater, the
So
electrical,
is
the
there
gas.
property you can buy around you to make it conform? Probably
No.
not, right? You're landlocked. You talk to your neighbors about it, especially the one behind you?
Talked to my neighbors about it. They have no problems with it. My neighbor behind me has a big batting cage right in that area,
Alright,
and he's
so
got huge
It
trees.
it equals each other out, right?
Yes, I don't complain about his batting cage. He doesn't complain about my
Okay,
shed.
that makes sense. Good rock walls make good neighbors, right?
Yes.
So, board members, any questions, comments?
No, that was, like you said, it's been there a long time, since the beginning.
Very long time.
The pool's been there since the 70s?
Yes.
Looks like a nice pool, kidney.
It's a kidney shave, it's very large, and it needs a lot of mechanicals to keep it going.
You
know
have
what,
propane, liquid propane back there?
I have a propane tank on the side of the house, and they dug a trench up the side and across, and it was all done under code. So, yes.
And then there's concrete steps, looks like they were poured.
There's concrete steps that were poured there, and if you go there, you look, you could even see the initials of the kids from the 1970s there.
All right, you're well screened too back there.
We have a
Lot
large
of
fence
trees.
that completely covers it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's in the right
Rose,
spot.
anything?
Just why is it coming up now?
I don't know.
You got a
Probably got
violation?
cited.
Yeah, I got
Dennis.
a violation. I don't know.
Dennis would have written that.
Dennis.
Dennis?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay,
Dennis is doing
We
his
have
job.
3 more coming.
okay. No other questions.
So it's all Dennis
No
tonight.
questions, thank you.
Sil?
Thank you.
No
tonight.
questions.
Julie?
No questions.
Any input from the public on this application? I'll look for a motion to close the hearing.
Motion to close.
Do I have a second?
Second.
By Julie, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Application number 2, here's my agenda.
No more?
A&B Holdings GCCM LLC for a variation of Section 156-15, seeking a variance for permission to construct a one-family dwelling. The property is located at 93 Tea Kettle Spout Road, Mahopac, New York, tax map 76.17-1-17. By the way, you guys can stick around if you want. I'm sure the meeting is going to be a little quicker, so you can hear our adjudication. Or you can go back and watch it on TV, up to you, but I have a
By
feeling,
the time you get home, it'll be over.
yeah, it'll be a quick night.
Thank you.
Good
John,
evening.
for this one, would you like me to?
Yeah, let me just
Brief it,
swear
okay.
him in. State your name and address,
Yeah, I
Rick.
was curious.
Michael Skoka, 222 Center Avenue, 6J, New Rochelle, New York, 10805.
And raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Bring us through your situation. You're representing the owner, correct?
I am the owner.
Oh, you are? Okay.
So
All right, go ahead,
do
Briggs.
we want Mike to lay into it first?
I could brief it, that's the only reason.
Yeah, why don't you do that? We'll let Mike, because he knows more
Yep.
the history on this, so.
Mr. Skoka went to the county and purchased a piece of land in a tax sale, which was 2 parcels of land. Back in 1998, the previous owner came in front of the board, and Chairman Spain at the time told him, you can do this, make these 2 lots into one, but you have to do it legally, meaning go to the planning board and do that. That's what Mrs. Skoka is doing right now. He's at the planning board. They voted on it back then, said just do it properly through the planning board. He's purchased a lot thinking he had a building lot, comes to me, and I happen to remember, and I pointed it out to him. So now he's at the planning board. They denied it here, and it is literally, there was a horseshoe lot. They chopped off the bottom of the horseshoe and let both pieces somehow went to tax sale. The county took the 2 pieces, merged them together, sold them to Mrs. Skoka, and that's where we are now.
Okay.
Wow.
So,
It was confusing, and
Does
that's
that
why I thought
sound
it'd be easier.
like that's the situation?
We've been going through this for 8 months, so
Okay.
yeah, he knows it better than me.
Yeah,
right
I'm
now.
sure. All right, do you want to put any input on it? Do you have
Well,
any-
that's the whole thing. Like, I did my due diligence before I bought the property. I got my title search.
Just do me a favor, speak into the mic. You can take it off, or you can point it up to your mouth.
I got my title search back, and I'm looking through the paperwork and everything, and there was a clause in the quitclaim deed from the county, which basically said that if the properties, verbatim, if the parcel being conveyed herein by the County of Putnam does not comply with local zoning ordinances and/or is not suitable for construction of a conventional water or septic system and is contiguous with parcel owned by the party of the second part, the parcel described herein shall be automatically merged, and said contiguous parcel and combined parcel shall therefore be identified by the existing tax map. Go by the existing tax map, and I got all of the schedule, and I'm looking at the schedule, and there's a complete lot. But then, to my surprise, I sit down with Mike, and he said, where did this line come from? And I'm saying, I have no clue. I mean, I bought a piece of parcel that showed both properties merged, and the county basically, I don't know, it's just the weirdest thing, because I spoke to the county executive myself, and I said, so you have a document here that you signed that basically says the properties were merged upon the sale to the owner before me, and that's what I bought. I looked and I said, okay, I got 2 lots. It's 1 lot now. County records, real property, all show 1 lot. So when I sat here in the planning board meeting 2 weeks ago, one of the board members stands up and goes, well, what are we subdividing? And that was my whole position from the beginning. What is the subdivision? Because if Mike says the lot's whole, what am I subdividing? You know?
Right.
And then you go to the fact that I went through a storm of just paperwork on top of documents, on top of drawings, just to get this to where it is now. And I've exhausted a ton of money. And I wish somebody would come from that area, and so they could literally vouch for me, because that property was a disaster. I took out 5 30-yard dumpsters of garbage, mattresses, bottles,
Yeah, dump it.
generators, you name it, it was in the ground. And I cleaned that lot up to, people are driving by going, it looks great, you know, and it's a beautiful piece of property over there.
Yeah, it was
That
the
was
other
a
night.
dumping
Looks-
ground for years.
It looks pretty
And
cleaned up.
I
You got
just,
the
I
driveway
just,
in and all.
you know, I just want to build the house. I mean, it's been 8 months since this whole thing started,
Yeah.
and
All right, well, it's definitely not out of character with what's around it. It
No.
looks like it was a lot that had been lost and forgotten, and that's probably why it became dumping grounds, which is sad, because, you know, it's a nice row of
it's a
houses on
beautiful
that
piece.
street.
You got to see it when the sun is out. It's amazing,
Yeah.
well, especially when we're in bloom. It's gorgeous over there, you
So
know?
it's not out of character, in my opinion.
No, and I
so-
think honestly, John, it's also a victim of the upzoning too, because,
Yeah.
you know, if
It
it
got,
was
it got stuck
done-
in there in
Right.
2000 when they changed the zoning for that
Exactly.
area, and.
Yeah.
What
you
was
know,
the old square footage for a single-family house, you know,
that zone?
prior to
Probably
2000?
40,000.
Nothing, right?
I don't remember that exact area, but I think it was either 40 or 60.
200 by 200.
Yeah. so
200 by
it's-
200,
Would
or,
be 40, yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
So, and each case is judged on its own merit here, too, and, you know.
Right.
Within character, and it's not an extreme variance that we're looking for. You okay with wetlands, though? Because I saw a lot of
Well,
wet water.
just
that's,
setbacks. of-
the good thing you brought that up, because I've been dealing with the DEC on a wetland issue in the front of the property.
Yeah, there's a
If
running
that-
stream with a culvert coming
There's a
out of it.
culvert pipe that originates on my neighbor's property. The water that's going through that culvert pipe stems from a storm drain right outside her driveway. And what's tied into that is the 2 brand-new houses behind, and every set of houses that come out of the cattle on the left side of the road. It's going into her pond, and then going through this culvert pipe onto my property, and then exiting a culvert pipe on the end of my property.
Right.
Under tea kettle to the property across the street.
That's crazy.
I've contacted the DEC. I said, could you explain to me why I could get storm runoff from a property onto my property? And she said, she went as far back as contacting the Army Corps of Engineers, who didn't know nothing about the pipe, okay? So what I did now, she put me in touch with a stormwater person that I have to contact to bring them out to look at the situation, because if that pipe wasn't on my property, that property is bone dry. Bone dry, from the back to the
Yeah,
front.
look beyond it where the house is
Right.
proposed,
Yeah.
look
Right.
really dry, so.
And-
All right, well, that's a planning board issue. We're just here for the variance, so I was just
Yeah.
curious. All right, board members, John, any questions?
No, it looks good. I was just over there. I knew I recognized you, so
Oh,
you were
okay.
pulling down the hill.
Yeah, I went back 3 times.
Yeah, so it looks like you did a nice job cleaning it up. I see the service is already in.
Yep.
All right, Rose, anything?
No questions.
No questions, thank you.
So,
Hey, Mike, just so, the lot subdivision was denied in 98.
They never did the lot subdivision.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
What they did is they
I just
created the line by deed.
Gotcha.
And Mr. Spain at the time said, that's fine, but now do it legally, and then we'll
Oh,
let you
okay,
build
gotcha,
on it.
gotcha.
And they voted on it and agreed to it, but
Right, and here
the
we are.
previous-
Can I say something on that, too? I pulled the document out of this place. Survey a portion of lot number 2 subdivision, Rolling Hills. This was done originally in 76, it was filed. In 93, it was submitted to the town. So what I don't understand is that this is shown a lot, a complete lot.
Yeah.
In 93.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why am I going through
And
this?
then this.
because they did it by deed and not by subdivision.
Yeah,
Well,
that's why.
this, to me, says, if I'm reading it correctly, survey a portion of lot subdivision.
It is what it is. I was just curious. It's fine. It's,
You know?
and again, I think you're a victim of more of the upzoning than anything
Oh,
else in
yeah.
front of this board, so that's fine. Okay, I got no more questions. I was
Julie,
just-
anything?
No questions.
Anything from the public out there? All right, look for a motion to close the
So
hearing on this
moved.
application.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. I don't see Oscar Chavez here. Did they reach out? No, that's Ms. Brayman. All right, well, Ms. Brayman, come on up, we'll take you.
We'll hold this for a second. All right.
If I could find this here.
It can come right out, too.
There we go.
You just pull it straight out.
That's all right.
Pull it straight out.
There we go.
No, that
Hello?
works.
Perfect. Good
There you
evening.
go.
All right, application number 4, Kenneth and Kimberly Brayman for a variation of section 156-15, seeking a variance for permission to retain a greenhouse. The property is located at 7 Colonial Terrace, Mahopac, New York, and it's tax map 75.42-1-63. I did get lost, and I finally had to Google map it, because I know you said your sign was blown away, and she reached out to let us know, so I don't know if anyone
Yes,
else
I
had
did.
difficulty getting up there.
I don't know between the snow, that random snowstorm or whatever, but the
All
sign.
right, but let me swear, state your name and address for the record.
Sure. Kimberly Bryman, 7 Colonial Terrace, Mahopac, New York, 10541.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Thank you. All right, so what, you have a greenhouse that's there?
Yes, we have a
How
greenhouse.
long has it been there?
I would say probably about 5 years or so, not realizing that we needed a variance for it.
And it's exactly like the style that you're showing on the,
Yeah,
Product thing.
that's it, and I
Yeah.
gave you also a picture of
Yeah,
what
the
it looks
product.
like. It was a kit that came from California that we put together, and,
all right, so
Moved it.
vegetables and
yeah,
flowers and all that
you
stuff?
know, in the summer, getting ready, because we used to get like the plastic ones, and then they'd fall down,
I know.
Right.
so we
It's
just,
a little more sturdy with the framing and all
a
that.
little more
I gotcha.
sturdy, right.
It's right next to the house, so it's not too far off, but like you have a fence and some good screening over there. At least from Google Earth, it looked like it was well screened.
Right, that's probably like one of the little bit of flat land, you know, like,
Yeah,
there's so
you're up
many
on a
rocks
hill.
and,
So you talked to your neighbors about it?
Yes.
No issues, concerns? And
No
there's no
concerns.
property you can buy, right, to bring it into conformance? You're landlocked
No.
there. If
No.
you could, I'm sure you'd take more of that hillside. So, John, any questions?
You want to get rid of that sumac. That's a massive weed. It's going to wreck that.
yeah, we talk to the neighbors, they take it down, then it comes back, and, yeah, because it's like, yeah, we bring it down, and it's like all these trees and the
yeah.
vines, and then they go into the
It's everywhere. Yeah, they're going to destroy it.
the gutters, right.
Rose,
No, I have no
anything?
questions.
Just a couple. Why is this coming up now?
I don't know, because
Another
originally,
violation?
we didn't know, I guess we needed a variance for it.
So you got like a violation in the mail?
Correct.
Okay. And this is glass?
No, it's like
Plastic.
polycarbonate, I think it's
Plastic.
called.
Plastic,
Polycarbonate.
hardwood.
And how is it secured to the ground?
It
What
is
prevents it
on
from-
the ground, so there's
Doesn't-
dirt under it, and,
Doesn't
Yeah.
blow away?
no, they're pretty sturdy, like I
Okay.
said.
Yeah, it looks pretty solid.
It's,
Usually they
yeah.
have stakes that drive
Yeah.
it down and lock it in. It's like a tent stake kind of principle.
That's it.
I have no questions, thank you.
No
Phil,
questions?
Jill,
No questions.
Thank
any input from the public on this application? Okay, I'll look for motion to close the hearing.
Motion to close.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess,
Hold it over.
yeah, we'll look for a motion to hold over Toronzo.
Motion to hold over?
Do I have a
Second.
second? By Phil, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. At this point, there's no input from the public on any application. So for the first application, Evangelista, I'll look for a motion.
Motion to grant.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. A and B Holdings, GCCM LLC, I'll look for a motion.
Motion to grant.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on this one? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. 3, we held over. 4 for Brayman, I'll look for a motion.
Motion to grant.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Minutes from January 26, 2023, I'll look for a motion to accept the minutes as written.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I'm
All-
recusing myself.
Okay, we got
worries.
you on that one. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's
Motion to
it.
adjourn.
Thank you all.
Second.
Yeah, look for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Silvio, second by
Second.
Phil, Julie, everyone on board.
Grow something.
All in favor? Aye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Is that a record?
It's a close second, I think.